So my name's Harper. Tore my Achilles full rupture early January of 2022. Playing pickleball, actually. I'm not the type of athlete that can kind of go half speed. So, we were just warming up and didn't have any crazy movement or anything like that. And just felt a pop. And it really felt like almost like an air bubble in my shoe popping, and almost felt like I lowered into my heel. 2 days of heavy activity between hiking and surfing, followed with the pickleball match. I imagine overuse and dehydration probably had something to do with it, but wasn't a very sporty move or anything, just kind of bad luck, I suppose. I originally did schedule the open surgery, met a doctor down in Palo Alto, two doctors here in San Francisco, and had done a little bit of research about the percutaneous method, but all three of those doctors didn't see that as an option. The tear was bad enough and the gap was big enough such that they kind of were pretty dismissive of that idea of a less invasive surgery. So I scheduled the open surgery with the idea that I wanted as little amount of time between the injury and surgery. And then, yeah, we all got COVID. So surgery was canceled, delayed 2 weeks with a bunch of COVID testing in between. Tested negative and came in right away to the Stone Clinic after just, looking at YouTube videos. And a friend had a knee repair here. He has torn both knees. One, he got a more traditional repair, and one with Dr. Stone, and he just raved about Dr. Stone and the team here, and kind of the fact that you're coming in, you're getting your MRI here, your surgeon is here, your physical therapy is here. So having all of that under one roof, I think, is pretty special. And for me, being an athlete through college and a team guy, used to working with trainers, I think there is really this team mentality when you come into the Stone Clinic that's pretty unique. The other surgeons that I met with, it was going to basically be, one meeting prior to the surgery, and then they'd send me off to a third party for physical therapy. I think they recognized in me that, competitive and wanted to heal as quickly as possible. And I'm used to surfing, 100+ days a year. So missing out on all that surfing, I had to put my mind and focus on something else. And so being able to come in here 2 to 4 times a week was pretty special. And then just had my 6-month checkup on Monday, got cleared to surf, and surfed the following day. So, I still have room to recover. It's a long road for an Achilles surgery, but the fact that I'm back doing my hobby inside of a week inside of the 6-month mark is, couldn't have asked for a better outcome. It was great to be out there. I, caught 3 waves, felt really good. Achilles feels super strong. Definitely still work to do as far as getting back to playing basketball and things like that. But, I really couldn't ask for faster progress or a better outcome at this stage. I mentioned, being an athlete and a competitive person. So I've been able to golf and surf inside of 6 months since the surgery. And yeah, just coming back to that mental piece, the support of the team here with the focus on returning to competitive sports as quickly as possible is something that the team recognized. The other thing I should mention is that when I tore my Achilles, I had twins that were 1.5 years old. So my wife took on a ton of work in terms of just wrestling around with these guys. And that was, probably the biggest motivation, even more so than surfing, was just being able to pick up my kids, play with my kids. And I was walking around carrying them. They're pretty big guys. 3 months post surgery, I was kind of back to full-time dad duty. Couldn't ask for, a better outcome in terms of the speed with which I was able to recover. They really try and look at you as an individual, your specific injury, what are your goals, what are your timeline goals, and then build a program around that. I just think that the fact that the surgeon is here as well as the PT team is something that really sets apart Stone, aside from just the percutaneous method in general and all the other doctors kind of dismissing that option. Again, that everything's under one roof is pretty unique. Other than surfing, just want to get back to, hopefully get a couple more lacrosse games in before I fully retire. I'm turning 35 in November and still play lacrosse for the Olympic Club. So I think I'm on the waning days of running my head into other people, but the Achilles feels good enough where I feel like I can put on the pads and get another couple games in before fully hanging it up. Prior to surgery and then the first month after surgery is just so hard. I'm laid up in bed and my twins are wrestling over me and I can't really do much. So being back to just running around with them has been a dream. I think the main two things are, one, find a way to maintain your mental health and be strong. And number two, be an advocate for yourself when you're kind of finding the right surgeon or the right approach to your recovery. All the doctors told me that percutaneous was not an option. And within, 5 or 10 minutes of Dr. Stone seeing my MRI, he said, we can definitely do it this way. And that's what we're recommending. Huge thanks to the Stone Clinic. Like I said, Mark in the front office getting the MRI, Dr. Stone doing the surgery and kind of coming up with the game plan, and then Shannon and Allison in the physical therapy office. Just can't say enough about the people here. Everyone from the front desk all the way to, the folks that are kind of working around the office to keep things clean. They're smiley faces. And can't say enough good things about the office here and the whole team. Very grateful to Dr. Stone and this group. Thanks so much.
Harper is a classic example of a highly athletic young father with kids who one day is out hiking and the next day suddenly does a sudden motion, feels a pop, heard a shot, and has ruptured his Achilles tendon. He presented to us with a dramatic rupture where the tear extended not just in the Achilles, but up into the muscle. And there was an appearance of degeneration of the tendon throughout. So most of those type of ruptures and MRI appearance have traditionally been repaired with an open surgery, a large incision and a very long rehabilitation program, and a risk of infection. We've found that we can percutaneously repair them, as we did for Harper, where we weave sutures through little small skin nicks underneath the skin and can pull the ligament together, can augment it with a growth factor injection once or twice, and then get them back by rehabbing them quite aggressively early on. So here he is at 6 months, cleared to return to surfing with a thick, well-healed Achilles tendon without an open incision.